Everyone, welcome back to Mamta Nival tutorial. And guys, in this video we'll take a new chapter of class 6, the chapter number 2. Okay, the name of the chapter is components of food. As we already discussed in chapter number 1, what are the food and what are the source of food, we have already discussed it. But in this chapter we will focus on the components, like from which components the food is made up of. So all those components we will consider in this chapter. Okay, first we understand what is meal. Like normally in our community, we talk about Indian community. So the meal is made up of two type of things. Like one thing, the one at least one item should be made up of grain, like chapati or rice. In Indian, mostly they eat rice or chapati as one item, and the other item can be anything, like vegetables, any kind of vegetables, any kind of like dish of meat. Okay, dal, we can take dal, or we can take pickles, we can take curd. Okay, all these things we can take and consider it as a meal, including the grain item as well as the other item. This is what our meal is. So what kind of a materials, what kind of a substance a meal is consist of? What kind of a substance? It is made up of ingredients. Okay, what are ingredients? Ingredients are the raw materials which is required to make a proper food or proper meal. All the raw material include all the ingredients of that food, and these raw materials can be like, if we prepare a sambar, we require lot of raw ingredients, or we can say that lot of ingredients is required to prepare a sambar, because we need variety of vegetables, we need varieties of other spices, we need water, we need oil. So there are lot of other ingredients which is required to prepare only one dish. But if we talk about the boiled rice, how many ingredients do we need? We need only two ingredients, which are, one is the rice and other is the water. That's all, and our dish is ready. So it depend on material to material, or we can say that it depend on dish to dish, which kind of materials, raw material or ingredient we require. In some dish we require only one or two ingredients, but in some we require more ingredients. Okay, from where these ingredients are coming from? One, it come from, maybe it come from plant, or it can come from animals. Like if we are making any vegetables, so they are coming from the plants. If we are making any meat or egg, from where egg is coming? Egg is coming from animals. So the source can be plant or animals, from where we are taking all the ingredients. Okay, some ingredients. What are the ingredients? The ingredients are the components which make our food, and it contains some components which is absorbed by our body, so that we can work, or we can do our daily work, like which will provide us energy. These component, what kind of a component are they? What kind of a component? They are the nutrient which is present in our food, and these nutrient will help us to provide energy to do our work. Okay, now we will consider what are the major nutrient of our food. Okay, if we are talking about the component of food, we need to focus on the major nutrients. Okay, first will be the carbohydrate. Okay, carbohydrate will provide us energy. Okay, this is the energy giving food. Protein, it will provide or grow our muscles. Okay, fat, what are fat? Fat will provide more energy as compared to carbohydrate, so fat is also an energy giving food. Vitamins, what the vitamins do? Vitamins help us in protect our body against the disease. And minerals, what are the minerals? We require minerals in very less quantity, but this is also help us in fighting against the disease and many other things to make our body healthy. We will talk about it later on. Okay, Instead of all these major nutrient, we require two main more sources. Okay, one is the water and other is the dietary food, which is very important for our body or as a balanced diet to take in our body, so that our body will be more healthy. Okay, why? Like in water, what the water do? It will detoxify our blood or detoxify our body. How? By urination we can remove some kind of a salt or toxic chemicals which is present in our food and which may be harmful for our body. So all these salt and toxic component can be removed by our body by urination or sweating. Similarly, fibers, the dietary fibers, or we can say that the roughage which is present in our food or meal, these dietary fibers will help our body to they do not provide any kind of a protein or minerals. They only help our digestive system to be clean. Like our intestine, the undigested food which is remain in our intestine or digestive system, they can remove all these and our digestive system will be clean. So this is also very important for our balanced diet. We should consume some amount of dietary fiber as well as water. Okay, now these are the overview. Now we will talk about the detail, like what are the carbohydrates and from where we get carbohydrate and how we can find like our food contain carbohydrate or not. So carbohydrate, mainly in our food, carbohydrate is present in the form of starch and sugar. These are the only two main source from where our we can say that like carbohydrate present in our food. How we can say that this is the food is containing carbohydrate, like the food which we are eating that contain carbohydrate? So that we to test this we need a test for starch. Okay, what kind of a test? How we can do that? Like if we take a raw material, yeah, raw ingredients. What are the raw ingredients? Small amount of our food item, we are taking it in a small quantity. If we add 2 to 3 drops, if we add 2 to 3 drops of dilute iodine solution to it, the raw material or the raw ingredient we already having about of the food, in that we are adding 2 to 3 drops of dilute iodine solution. What we get? If we get a blue black color, that means the solution or the raw ingredient contain the starch. If we get a blue black color, okay, so whenever there is a starch present in our sample, if we put some amount or 2 to 3 drops of dilute iodine solution, then we will get a blue black color. Okay, this will indicate that our food contain starch in it. How we can make this dilute iodine solution? What is the process? If we take a test tube, and in this test tube we will we will take a test tube and half filled with water, okay, and now we will take few drops of iodine into it and mix it well. By this we can make a solution, and this is the dilute iodine solution which we can use it for this experiment. Okay, this is how the solution will prepare. Now after the carbohydrate, we will focus on the test of protein. Like in how we can say that our food contain protein, proper amount of protein we required. So how can we say that our food has protein? Take similar things, take a small amount of protein, small amount of our food, whatever material, whatever sample you are taking, okay, that's the food item. If it is the food item is solid, if the food item is in solid form, then make a paste of it or powder of it. Okay, grind it and make a paste or powder of it. If it is a powder, then add some few drops of like 10 drops, add 10 drops of water into that powder or that paste. Okay, if we are taking, I'm repeating it again, take a small amount of food. If the food is in solid form, then make a paste of it or a powder of it. Now take a test tube, put this paste or powder in it and add 10 drops of water to it, so that the paste will be more diluted and easy to do the reactions. Okay, now we need to add two things in it. First is the copper sulfate solution, copper sulfate solution first, and second is the caustic soda solution. Okay, 10 drops of caustic soda we require, 10 drops, and 2 drops of copper sulfate solution is required for this whole test. Okay, if we take 2 drops of copper sulfate and 10 drops of caustic soda in that solution, in that portion, now what kind of a color we see? If we see a violet color, if we see a violet color in that chemicals or whatever we have taken the paste, that paste is converted into a violet color. Okay, into a violet color, that means it contain protein, it have protein. The presence of protein is can be detected by the, because of that color, violet color release or violet color we get in the as a result. Now how can we make this solution, the copper sulfate solution? It should be diluted obviously, so we can take 2 gram of copper sulfate, 2 gram of copper sulfate solution, 2 gram of copper sulfate, and mix it with in a 100 ml of water. If we add and make a solution of it, we can use this solution and 2 drops of this solution in this test. Okay, now next solution we require is the caustic soda. How we make this solution, caustic soda? We take 10 gram of caustic soda, 10 gram of caustic soda, and dissolve it in 100 ml of water, and now our solution is ready. We can take this solution and take the 10 drops of caustic solution in this test, and if we get a violet color as a result, then we can say that our food contain protein. Okay, now if we test for fat, how we can say that our material contain fat, our food has fat in it? So the most easy way is the fat, most easy to test is the fat. First of all, small amount of, take the small quantity of food. This is our first step. Then wrap it. Okay, what we need to wrap it in a piece of paper. We wrap the food, whatever we food taken, that food is wrapped in a piece of paper, and then we crush it. Okay, we crush it into the paper, and make sure the paper will not break, so that we crush that food inside the wrapped paper. After that, if we stretchen that paper, if we open that paper and remove all the food material, then we can see that if paper contains some kind of a patch on it or some kind of a oily patch. Okay, if we see some oily patch on it, that means our food material contain fats in it. Okay, so this is how it will show that our food has fat. This is the test for fat. Okay, this is what is important. We guys, one thing you need to make sure that we need to focus on all the tests. This is very important for our exams. And next will be the what is the work of all these all these components or nutrients like fat. What is the function of fat? Why we require fat? It provide us energy. What it do? It provide more energy. Okay, as compared to carbohydrate. Just like similarly, carbohydrate is also the component which provide us energy. But if we compare both of them, food provide the fat will provide us more energy as compared to carbohydrate. And the protein, what does protein do? Protein is needed for our growth and repairment of our body. Okay, whatever repairment we require to do in our body, it requires some amount of protein. And mainly we can say that the protein food, we can say that it is a body building food. Okay, it will help us to grow our muscles too. So protein is the body building food. If we talk about the vitamins, this is little complex. Okay, these are very simple to understand, but vitamins are little complex. We should learn, or we should make it more focus on the vitamins, because they are little complex to understand. First, what are the main function of vitamins? Overall function of vitamins is to provide or protect our body from various disease, or against any disease, the disease which we can our body can affect, the disease which can affect our body, or pathogen which can affect our body and cause us disease, that protection we are getting from the vitamins. Okay, and other thing is that from vitamins, our eyes, bones, teeth, gums, they become healthy. If we are taking proper amount of vitamins, all these will function properly. But if we are taking or deficiency of vitamins, if we have deficiency of vitamins, we will face problem in all these things also. Okay, or in all these organs of our body. Like vitamin A. Okay, we need to focus on each and every vitamins also. Vitamins are many types. Like vitamin A, it help to keep our skin and eyes healthy. Okay, what is the function of vitamin A? To keep our skin and eye healthy. This is the main function. Now vitamin C, what does vitamin C do? It will keep, or it will help us to fight, against many disease. Okay, the immunity will be coming from the vitamin C. As we can see in the COVID-19 also, during these pandemic issue, we are taking lot of vitamin C tablets, because this will help us to fight against lot of disease. So this is very important for our immunity. So vitamin D, what does vitamin D? It will help our body to use calcium. What does vitamin D do? Vitamin D help our body to use the vitamin for bones and teeth. So to make our teeth and bones healthy, we require vitamin D in a proper amount. Okay, similarly with the vitamins, we also need minerals in our body. Okay, minerals are very much important, but in a very small quantity. We do not require a high quantity of minerals, we require only a small quantity of it. Okay, so small quantity, small amount is required in our body. What do the minerals do? They help in the proper growth, and good health maintenance. Okay, we will see in the last of this slide, we will see that what are the deficiencies we can face because of the lack of these vitamins or minerals. So all the disease and deficiencies also we will focus on, so that you will have a very good understanding about the minerals. Okay, so later on we will focus on it. First we discuss about the dietary fibers. What are the dietary fibers? As we talked in early classes, like dietary fiber is very important. What are the dietary fiber? They are the roughage. They do not provide any kind of a nutrient, but they are important for our balanced diet. What they do, from where we get the roughage? Mostly the roughage are coming from the plant body. only the plant will produce the roughage, and that from that plant we will take or consume that dietary fiber in our body. Okay, the source, if we talk about the source of dietary fibers, that will be like whole grain. If we take any meal which contain whole grains, we are taking proper amount of roughage. The pulse, if we eat pulse, we will have roughage in our body. Even the potatoes, if we eat potatoes, fresh fruits, vegetables, all those also have proper amount of roughage. Okay, fruits or vegetables, we can say, all these will have a proper amount of roughage, which is important for our body. Important thing is, roughage will not provide any kind of nutrient, it will not provide any nutrient. That is very important. But why it is important? It is important to get rid of undigested food. If our intestine, like this is our intestine, this intestine has some food which is stick to the wall, and that food is undigested, which cannot get out of our digestive system, that these roughage will help them to remove all those undigested food and get rid of from our body. Okay, so this is how our the roughage will help our body to keep our body healthy. Now, why we require water as a important source or important thing for our dietary or our balanced diet? Like, what does water do? First work is it absorb the nutrient. It help our body to absorb the nutrient which is coming from the digestive food. Second is it will help to throw out some waste, the waste or the chemicals which is harmful for our body, but water can throw it out from our body through urine. We can remove it from our body through urine or through sweating. Okay, this is the two way we can get rid of any chemicals. So water is also very important to maintain our good health. Okay, so that's all about the main important things of the nutrients. Now, if we talk about the minerals, from where we are getting the minerals? What are the minerals? Minerals are like iodine. Iodine is a mineral which is the source of the minerals. From where we can get the iodines are the fish. We can get proper amount of iodine if we are taking a dish which contain fish in it, or we are consuming seafood or milk or yogurt or cheese. All these will give us a proper amount of iodine which is required for our body. We do not require minerals in a huge or bulk amount. We require it in a very small amount, but they should be present in our diet. Second is the phosphorus. Phosphorus is a kind of a minerals which is required by our body, and we can take it by milk, by banana, by nuts, seeds. Okay, this is the source of phosphorus. If we talk about the iron, from where we get the iron? Iron can be get from the spinach. The spinach which we eat, it contains lot of amount of iron. If we eat leafy vegetables also have lot of amount of roughage as well as iron. Beans also contain iron. Apple is a good source of iron. Okay, all from here we can take or consume the minerals which is required for our body to become healthy. Next is the calcium. Calcium is also a mineral which is required, and the source of calcium is milk or egg, which we can consume by our food and complete our need of the calcium in our body. Okay, for this, now we will focus on what are the balanced diet. Okay, balanced diet are the diet which is required to maintain our growth of the body, growth of the body and maintain it in a good health. To maintain our body, our good health, we require a balanced diet which contain all these components which we already talked about earlier. Okay, but sometime if we are taking the balanced diet also, but sometime some of the nutrient can be lost while cooking or while some processing when we eat it. Okay, before eating we do some kind of mistake due to which sometime our nutrient can be lost. What kind of a things? Like first, if we talk about the vegetables or fruits, so after cutting or peeling, if we wash our fruits or vegetable very much or very frequently, then we can say that the nutrient can be lost from it. Okay, so this is the one thing, like it will help in, it will use in fruit or vegetables. Okay, now if we repeated wash our food, if we repeated wash our food many times, if we are washing it again and again, then also we can have a chance that we can lose our some of the nutrient. Like in case of rice and pulses, we may lose some of the nutrient because of repeating washing. Third, it can be because we use sometime we use excess amount of water in our cooking, and after that we throw that water out in the drainage, and that water may be contained some of the nutrients which we lost and we throw it in the drainage. So that also sometime cause the problem too. Because of that we can lose some of the nutrient. Like vitamin C. Vitamin C mostly it can be lost or destroyed because of heat which we provide to make that food, to cook that food. So that heat also sometimes destroy the vitamin C. So we need to focus like how we can protect our food to do not lose the nutrient, which is why we are eating the food. We are eating the food to have all those nutrient, and we are losing all those nutrient in the process of eating, so there is no point of eating it also. Okay, so consume it as we do not require to lose it, or we do not need it if it is not providing us any nutrient. Now main thing is the deficiency disease. What are the deficiency disease? Deficiency disease are the disease which is caused by a person if a person is not getting enough food to eat. Okay, one condition is the person is not getting enough food, so that because of which the deficiency will occur in their body. Deficiency of protein, it can be minerals, it can be any vitamins. So that deficiency will cause some kind of a disease. So these are the deficiency disease can be caused. Second reason for deficiency cause disease, it can be if a person is taking the enough amount of food. First of all is the not enough amount. Next is the if he is taking enough amount of food but he is not taking the balanced diet, then also there is some kind of a deficiency. Like if a person is eating chapati plus pickles all the times, he is taking chapati and pickles, he is not taking any other fruit, vegetables, any other spices, nothing else, no minerals is involved in it, then it will cause some kind of a deficiency disease. That will cause because of the deficiency of protein, minerals, nutrient, anything. Okay, and one more thing, it is not like disease, the deficiency disease do not cause for short time. Like for 2 days if you take the chapati as well as pickles for 2 days, after that you will you will face the problems of deficiency. No, for long time, if we do not take any other variety of food for long period, then we will face the problem which is deficiency disease. So if we talk about the protein deficiency, deficiency in protein deficiency, we will what kind of a problem we will face? Our growth will stop. our body will stop growing, the growth will be very stable. Now what else? The swelling of face, we will see like they are swelling on our face because of deficiency of protein. Discoloration is very common to see during the deficiency of protein, discoloration of hair, so our hair become gray more. Okay, our skin disease, our skin will be more prominent to more disease because of the skin because of the protein deficiency. Or sometime diarrhea also occur because of the protein deficiency. This is what we can see, or symptoms, how we can say that we have protein deficiency in our body. One important thing is that which you need to understand, or you need to keep in mind, like if we have a long time carbohydrate, if we do not take carbohydrate plus protein, okay, in our diet, if there is a deficiency of carbohydrate and protein for a long time, for a long period, then what will it happen? For long period, then our growth will stop completely, and that will make our body lean, thin, as well as weak. Okay, this will be the cause, this will help, this will cause the disease also, and maybe result in the person's death also. Okay, the last thing which is important for this chapter is which you need to keep in mind definitely for the exam, like which vitamin and which minerals deficiency will cause which kind of a disease. Like vitamin A, if we talk about vitamin A, it will cause the deficiency of vitamin A will cause loss of vision. So what kind of a symptoms we see when we have deficiency of vitamin A? The symptoms will be poor vision. So what kind of questions they can ask? They can ask like a person having a loss of vision or have a poor vision, or we can say that a person cannot see in night time. So what kind of a deficiency he is facing? He is facing vitamin A deficiency. Okay, because of which the symptoms are seen. Like the other symptoms is in darkness, he is not able to see properly. Okay, at night time is also a symptoms for vitamin A loss or deficiency. Now if we talk about vitamin B1, this is very important, guys. They have already asked in the previous year question papers also, vitamin B1, which disease will cause due to the deficiency of vitamin B1? This is the beriberi. This is the name of the disease, beriberi. Okay, what are the symptoms for beriberi? Symptoms for beriberi is the one is the weak muscles. The muscles are so weak that we cannot even move our body, we cannot even stand properly. Okay, the energy is very less energy. Okay, so we will see a little energy in our body to do any task or any work. It will cause our body so weak, so the muscles were so weak that we cannot even move properly. This has happened because of the vitamin B1 deficiency. Vitamin C, if we have a vitamin C deficiency, that will cause Survey, SURVY, scurvy. Okay, this is the disease, this is the disease caused by the deficiency of vitamin C. How can we say that? The symptoms of this disease will be bleeding, with the bleeding gum. We mostly see that our gums start bleeding while brushing or while eating some food. Okay, sometime our wound will not be full or will not be cure or repair for long time. It will take long time to repair our wounds, so that will cause our disease, and that is the because of the deficiency of vitamin C. What is the deficiency can be caused? Because of vitamin D. The deficiency is the name of the deficiency or name of the disease is the rickets. We face this problem, like our legs will bend, our knees will bend from inside to our body. These kind of bending will we can see in ricket disease. So the symptoms of the vitamin D deficiency will be bone become soft, our bones will become soft, okay, and also soft, soft, and bend, they will bend, okay. This is we can see when there is a deficiency of vitamin D in our body. If we talk about some minerals, there are some of the disease, there are some problem in the minerals also, okay. Minerals like calcium. If we talk about calcium, the deficiency of calcium will cause the lack or problem in bones and tooth decay problem, more chances, okay. If we have calcium mineral deficiency, then we will face bone deficiency or bone problems or any tooth decay problems. So our bone will become weak, and tooth decay is very prone, tooth decay will be very prone for that person, okay. If we talk about iodine, then iodine will cause our body a disease which is goiter, okay. The deficiency of iodine will cause goiter, and that goiter, what is that it is a gland which is present in our neck. It is a gland which is present in our neck, and that gland will swellen, up, and because of that swelling we will see this kind of, this is our neck and here is the swollen gland. This is kind of a structure you can see in our neck if a person is having goiter, but this is happen because of the deficiency of iodine in it. And sometime if we talk about the small children, if they are having iodine deficiency, they can have mental disability too. So they cannot do other mental activities as compared to their normal age children's, okay. Now last is the iron. What if the deficiency of iron, we can say that will cause a disease which is anemia, and that disease will cause our body to become very weak, and so weak that we cannot even able to move properly, okay. This is all about this chapter. This is the end of this chapter, and this is what you need to learn in this chapter. So I hope you understand all these concepts, and thank you guys for watching this video. If you like my video, then please thumbs up and subscribe my channel. Thank you guys for watching this video.